Educational Information and Communication Technology presents Educational Satellite Television Programs.
Hello, teacher. Hello, students. Welcome to today's lesson on the lymphatic system and the effect of HIV on the immune system. In our last lesson, we talked about the importance of providing care to and support for people who are suffering from HIV and AIDS. People who are infected with the disease are often discriminated against or are isolated within their communities. The reason for this, as we discussed, is because many individuals are usually not aware about HIV and AIDS. We learned that there are groups of people and organizations working together to avoid the stigma associated with HIV and AIDS. They have provided educational services and resources for both people who are infected and those who are not. Through programs such as the voluntary counseling and testing services, people are getting the care, support, and knowledge they need to stop the spread of HIV and AIDS. Today, we are going to learn about the structures and functions of the lymphatic system. We are also going to learn how HIV weakens a person's immune system and eventually exposes their weakened system to the many viruses and bacteria that cause AIDS and other opportunistic diseases. Today's lesson will explain just how harmful HIV is to your body and give reason why practicing safe sexual habits and leading a healthy lifestyle is important. Let us begin the lesson. An immune system is a system of biological structures and processes within an organism that protects the body against disease by identifying and killing harmful microorganisms and cells. The immune system is based in the lymph system, which is spread throughout the body. The lymph system works together with the circulatory system. The circulatory system provides our body with the needed oxygen, nutrients, and hormone-rich blood required for everyday functions. The lymphatic system rids our body of the waste products, including old red blood cells, which are produced during daily internal functions. Thus, The lymphatic system protects us from the harmful effects we would experience otherwise. Also, the spleen, which is part of the lymphatic system, serves as a blood reservoir for the circulatory system until the blood is needed. Capillaries are tiny blood vessels that form the circulatory system within your immune system. They are located within the tissue of the body. They transfer blood from the arteries through the tissue and back to the veins. As blood flows through the capillaries, it is under pressure, so fluid gets squeezed out of the vessels. This fluid fills the spaces between the cells of the body. It is called tissue fluid. Diffusion between the blood and your cells takes place through tissue fluid. Students, do you recall the process of diffusion? Take a moment to write a definition of diffusion on a piece of notebook paper.
Students, let's get ready. Begin. Time's up. Let's get back to our lesson.
Hello again, students. I hope you remembered what diffusion is. To review, it is a process that randomly spreads particles from places that have a higher concentration of particles to areas of lower concentration of particles. Now that we have reviewed that process, let us move on with the lesson. The tissue fluid that diffuses in the body eventually returns to the blood. Some of it is moved into the blood capillaries as they near the veins, but most of it drains into a series of tubes that are part of the lymph system. Once the fluid is in these tubes, it is called lymph. The lymph is defined as the fluid containing white blood cells that flow in the lymphatic system. The lymph vessels connect with one another and get larger. Lymph moves throughout the body by the squeezing of muscle movements. The system has a series of valves, like the ones found in veins. They are used to prevent the backflow of the liquid. The lymph is transported and returned to the blood in the neck area, where the lymph vessels join in the large veins. Lymph glands are found alongside the lymph vessels. In these glands, there are white blood cells called lymphocytes. These gather together to produce antibodies to work against invading pathogens. Antibodies are used by the immune system to identify and block foreign bodies that could be potentially harmful to the body. In addition to being the site where antibodies are formed, the lymph glands also filter out bacteria and other microbes from the lymph. The bacteria will be ingested by the white blood cells called phagocytes. If the lymph glands are swollen, it is a sign that the body is fighting off an invading pathogen or infectious agent. The common areas of swollen lymph glands are the neck, armpits, stomach, and groin. That is why doctors examine those areas. Students, for our next activity, can you list the functions of the lymph gland?
Students, let's get ready. Begin. Time's up. Let's get back to our lesson.
Welcome back, students. We have learned that the lymph glands are very important for the proper functioning of the body's immune system. The lymph glands function to filter out harmful microbes, such as bacteria and viruses, so they do not affect the immune system. The lymph glands are also the site where lymphocytes join together to make antibodies. Did you list these functions? I'm sure you did. Great job. Also, if you said that swollen lymph glands indicate that the body is fighting off a pathogen, then you are really paying attention. Keep up the good work. Let us now learn how HIV attacks the immune system. White blood cells that protect the body from infection make up the human immune system. When a virus enters the body, the white blood cells start to work immediately, ensuring that the body is not harmed. There are two main lymphocytes in the immune system: T cells and B cells. T cells bind to the antigens on the invading microorganism and destroy it. B cells make antibodies that bind to the antigen and destroy it. It takes time for your body to produce enough T and B cells. It is during the time the immune system is producing our defenses that we will feel ill with symptoms of the disease. HIV attacks the T cells and gets inside of them, causing damage so they no longer work. The human body needs both types of cells for our immune system to work properly. So, as more T cells are invaded by the virus, the immune system becomes weaker. When people are infected with HIV and AIDS, they are prone to many other kinds of infections and diseases because the immune system is powerless to fight against them. As you can see in the video, HIV, represented by the red cell, attacks the T cells, the purple cell. The T cells are so weak that they cannot fight off the HIV. So the HIV multiplies, then spreads to other parts in the body. This brings us to the end of our lesson, students. Today, we learned how the lymphatic system works and how HIV affects our immune system. Until next time, thank you, teacher. Thank you, students.